one of the interesting things and ahas I'm having about trauma right now is that trauma doesn't always show up like a depressed human. Trauma can show up as weight loss resistance. Trauma can show up as chronic pain. Trauma in the body can show up as an autoimmune condition. Trauma shows up as overwhelm and insomnia and anxiety and quick to react to stress. These are things that we haven't given enough value to. We sort of push them aside, medicate them, have a glass of wine, do things to kind of ignore them. Yeah. To manage the symptom in the moment. But if what I love about the body keeps the score idea is that if the body had a language, it would talk to you in symptoms. So if the brain, the brain's not meant to be in constant state of reaction. So at some point the nervous system gets maxed and the body system gets maxed, and then everything starts to fall apart. And what I have experienced in breath work is now you get to go in and heal whatever has tanked the body, has destroyed the body's ability to regulate itself.
Part of that is allowing sometimes the impulse of the trauma or the memory to complete itself, right? Sometimes when they talk about trauma, it's like this unfinished impulse to be able to run away, to say something, to have emotion, right? It deserves completion. And that is some of what we are doing when we're able to access, especially the emotional world of the body, because we, again, are moving further and further away from our bodies, therefore moving further and further away from our emotions. So if we allow this expression to come through, there is something that shifts in the body where it's like, after a big cry and we do one of these, something just reset itself there. So on a deeper level, these moments where you were experiencing, and hopefully this feels okay to share, it's also not totally unique. You trusted what was happening with your body, and you had movements. You were assisting in this process. You're like, trying to get free, right? And I've seen this before. I've seen people, start to scream or start to sing or do a shake. And it's like, okay, we're not actually thinking those things through, right? Hopefully there's just enough, enough safety in the whole experience to allow that sort of completion. Like the body knows what to do. And in those moments, you were assisting yourself, which is to say that the medicine is within you, which is the really fascinating thing about breathwork that I think makes it, just very unique from other modalities. And I love other modalities. They've been so beneficial to me. And we're not outsourcing anything to anyone other than our own lungs.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. And which ties really into, again, my prayer for both men and women is just understanding that you do have this healing power within you. And sometimes where you become so disconnected from it that you need an experience like breath work or fasting. My biggest thing I love about fasting is when people are like, oh my God, I lost 30 pounds. You changed my life. And I'm like, oh, no. I didn't change your life. You changed your life. You stepped into a healing power within your body that nobody taught you how to, where that lived. And I feel like that's the same analogy with breath work, that my experience with breath work has been that you're stepping into a medicine that's within you that it's hard to find until you go into this breath pattern experience. Then it's like all of a sudden the medicine reveals itself.
It's completely intrinsic and fascinating.
Yes.
Even thinking about it's the first thing. Breath. First thing you do when you come into the world. Well, probably like there's a few other things happening too, but like you take a breath and it's the last thing you meet when you leave the world.
Ooh.
It is connected to you through all of that. And so, again, I think some of the emphasis on breath is healing is so powerful right now, whether we're talking about breath exercises, even again, someone like James Nestor, who's a wealth of information on like the science of breathing. It's like, you're starting to actually trust that there's something extremely valuable about this set of lungs, right? And not just this set of lungs, your set of lungs, your set of, there is, a wisdom and a power there that meets us each time we take a breath, right? And then I think if we were to look at it through, a meditation standpoint, that's always been the thing. It's like with each in-breath and with each out-breath, we have a chance to begin again. And in this state, we're like, we are ramping it up exponentially.